Have you ever opened the TikTok just to watch one video and later looked up for an hour and later wondering where the time went? Now imagine that happening to billions of people around the world. Maybe to a smart emo kid in Jakarta or perhaps a musician in New York. Moving ahead, let's assume it's a business owner in Lahore or New Delhi. Different lives, different culture, different languages. Yet somehow they're all glued to the same platform. That didn't happen by accident, it was engineered. And behind it wasn't a celebrity founder or Silicon Valley billionaire. It was a quiet engineer from China who believed that the internet was about to change forever. Years before almost everyone else realized it, his company would go on to build TikTok, reshape how people consume content, challenge some of the biggest names in technology, and become powerful enough to trigger investigation across the world. This is a story of ByteDance, and it all started with a simple sketch on a paper napkin. What does it take to change the way the billion of people use the internet? Hi guys, it's your partner from China, Ziabasi, and today we are diving into the incredible rise of ByteDance, the company behind TikTok, CapCut, and some of the most sophisticated recommendation algorithm ever created. But this isn't just about another tech success story. This is a story about the human behavior. About attention, about understanding people so well the machine can predict what you'll watch, even before you know it by yourself. Because in today's digital economy, the most valuable resource isn't oil, isn't gold, isn't even the data, it's your attention. And few companies have learned how to capture it effectively as ByteDance. So how did the startup from Beijing grow into the most influential technology companies on earth? Let's rewind to the very beginning. The boy who saw the future before everyone else. Long before he became China's one of the most influential entrepreneurs, Zhang Yiming was just a simple, curious student while studying software engineering in Fujian province. He wasn't a type who demanded attention. He wasn't delivering motivational speeches or dreaming of becoming famous. If anything, people around him remember someone who preferred solving problems over talking about them. After graduation, Zhang moved through several startups, learning something new at each stop. Some went just struggling to make money, and others ran into the management problem. Even one of his business finally became successful, he wasn't interested in selling. Most people would have celebrated, but Zhang kept asking different questions. What's changing that everyone else is ignoring? Around 2010, he found the answer. The internet was quietly going through one of its biggest shifts in its history. People weren't spending their lives behind the desktop computers anymore. They are moving to smartphones. To many companies, a smartphone was simply a smaller computer, but to him, he saw something entirely different. He believed phone wouldn't just change where people consumed information. They would completely change how people discover it. That single idea would become the foundation of everything that followed. But turning an idea into a billion-dollar company required one thing first: someone willing to believe him. The napkin that changed the internet. A small coffee shop in Beijing, across a table sat Zhang Yiming and investor Wang Qiong. Instead of arriving with a polished presentation or a room full of charts, Zhang reached for something much simpler: a paper napkin. As he sketched out his idea, he explained a problem that most people hadn't even noticed. For years, the internet worked the same way. Whether you use the Google, Baidu, Yahoo, or any other search engine, the process never changed. Whenever I have a question, I type on search engine. The internet gave me an answer. Zhang wondered if the entire model was about to become obsolete. What if people didn't have to search anymore? What if information found them instead? Imagine opening your phone and seeing exactly the stories, articles, and videos you are most likely to enjoy without typing a single word. Today, that sounds completely normal. Back then, that almost impossible. But Wang Chung saw something in that idea. She invested. Soon after, Zhang launched an app called Jinri Toutiao, means today's headlines. On the surface, it looked like another news application. Underneath, it was powered by something far more powerful. An algorithm designed to learn what every individual user actually cared about. Most people had no idea they were witnessing the beginning of a completely new era of internet. And what happened next almost surprised everyone. The machine that understood humans. At the first, nobody was convinced. The traditional media companies dismissed the idea as unrealistic. Investors questioned whether the algorithm could really understand what millions of different people wanted to read. After all, the news editors spent years deciding which stories deserved the front page. How could software possibly replace the human judgment? Zhang wasn't trying to replace the editors. He was trying to understand the readers. Every interaction with the app became a clue. How long did someone stay on an article? Which headlines made them stop scrolling? Which stories did they ignore completely? Individually, those signals didn't mean much. Slowly, the algorithm started to recognize people's interests better than they described them themselves. Suddenly, the users weren't opening the app with something specific in their mind. They opened it simply to see what it would show them next. For decades, people were searching for content, and now the content searching for people. And once the users experienced the convenience, there was no going back. Imagine if Netflix only showed one movie until you search for another, or YouTube displayed the blank screen every time you open the app. This sounds strange today. That's because the recommendation algorithm quietly changed our expectations. ByteDance was one of the first companies to prove just how powerful that idea could become. It wasn't a technical problem, it was China's biggest technology company. By the early 2010, China's internet already had a dominant player. Tencent wasn't just another tech company, it had become the part of everyday's life. Whether people wanted to chat with friends, make payments, play games, or connected with family, there were chances they were using one of Tencent products. Platforms like WeChat, QQ had created an ecosystem that seemed impossible to compete with. For most startups, the safest strategy was simple. Don't challenge the Tencent. Build something it doesn't care about. Zhang Yiming had different approach. He wasn't interested in copying social media. He wasn't trying to build another messaging app. He believed that the next battle wouldn't be fight over relationship. It would be fight over attention. Tencent product connect people with people, but ByteDance wants to connect people with content. That may sound like a small difference, but in reality, it changed the entire business model. Instead of asking, "Who are your friends?" ByteDance asked, "What keeps you watching?" The more people interacted with its platform, the more algorithm learned. And the smarter it became, the harder it was to put the phone down. Every recommendation improved the next recommendation. Every swipe trained the system a little more. Before long, ByteDance wasn't just another startup trying to survive. It had become one of the fastest growing technology companies in China. But Zhang Yiming wasn't finished. In fact, his biggest gamble was still ahead. It wasn't the another news app, it wasn't the another recommendation engine. It was something that most people dismissed as nothing more than the teenagers dancing in front of their phones. That assumption would become one of the biggest mistakes in modern tech history. By 2016, smartphone had changed almost everything. People weren't just reading articles anymore. They were watching videos, lots of them. But most tech companies still treated the short videos like a side feature, something fun that the people would eventually get bored of. He believed the next generation wouldn't communicate through the long posts or the lengthy blogs. They would communicate through short, visual stories. So ByteDance started building a new app. The team was surprisingly small. There were no grand product launches, no worldwide marketing campaign, just a handful of engineers trying to answer one question. What if discovering video became as addictive as discovering news? The result was an app called Douyin, launched exclusively in China. Unlike traditional social media, Douyin didn't expect the users to build a network of friends before it became useful. The moment you open it, the algorithm got to work. It observed what caught your attention, how long you watched, which video you skipped, and which one made you stop scrolling. The experience becomes so personal, the two persons sitting side by side when they open the app and see the two different worlds. One person's feed was full of travel videos, another one saw the cooking tutorials. Someone else watched football highlights or comedy sketches. At the first, the growth was steady, and then something unexpected happened. People weren't just watching videos, they were losing the track of time. Without realizing it, users had become part of an entirely new kind of entertainment platform. Here's the fascinating part. Most social media grew because people invite their friends. Douyin grew because the content itself kept pulling people back. Success in China proved the idea worked, but the next challenge was much bigger. Could it work everywhere else? Around the same time, another app had become incredibly popular among teenagers in North America and Europe. Millions of users were already recording the lip-sync videos, dance clips, short creative content. Instead of building a rival from scratch, ByteDance made a bold move. In 2017, it acquired Music LY and later merged it into TikTok. Looking back, it was one of the smartest acquisitions in the history of consumer technology. Almost overnight, ByteDance gained access to an audience that many international companies spent decades trying to build. But buying the users wasn't enough. Keep them was the real challenge. Fortunately for ByteDance, it already had something most competitors couldn't match. Instead of relying on followers count or celebrity status, TikTok gave a chance to every creator to go viral. A teenager filming in a bedroom had the same opportunity to reach millions of people as a famous influencer. That changed everything. A song that nobody heard suddenly topped global music charts. Small businesses found customers they could never have reached through the traditional advertising. Entire fashion brands appeared and disappeared in a matter of weeks. For the first time, a Chinese consumer app wasn't just competing on a global stage, it was shaping the global culture. Companies that had dominated in social media for years suddenly found themselves racing to copy the TikTok formula. Instagram launched Reels, YouTube introduced Shorts. Almost every major platform redesigned itself around the short-form videos. That's when it became clear ByteDance hadn't just simply created another successful app. It had forced the entire industry to rethink how the people consume the content. But becoming one of the world's most influential apps came with an unavoidable consequence. The bigger TikTok became, the more people started asking who was really behind it. For years, the biggest challenge for ByteDance had been convincing people to use its product. Now it's facing a completely different problem. The entire world was paying attention. As the TikTok influence grew, so did the questions surrounding it. Who owned the data? How was users' information being handled? Those questions quickly moved beyond the tech industry. They reached parliaments, courtrooms, and government offices. Countries launched investigations. Some imposed restrictions on government devices. Others debated nationwide bans. For ByteDance, it wasn't just a public relations challenge. And yet, it became one of the biggest geopolitical controversies in modern technology. And yet, something remarkable happened. Despite months of headlines, lawsuits, political debates, congressional hearings, but people kept opening the app. Not because they care about the corporate strategy, not because they follow the international politics, but because TikTok quietly became the part of everyday life. People discovered recipes on it, learned new skills, followed the breaking news, found entertainment during the lunch break, built businesses, started careers. For millions of creators, TikTok wasn't just an app anymore. It had become their audience, their income, sometimes even their livelihood. That created a strange reality. Government saw a national security debate, but the users, they simply saw the app that they open every single morning. And that disconnect is what has made the TikTok future is so difficult to predict. But while the politicians debated TikTok, the ByteDance had already started preparing for its next chapter. Technology never stands still. Just when everyone was arguing over short-form video, the industry shifted again. This time the conversation isn't about the social media. It's about the artificial intelligence. Companies around the world found themselves competing in a completely different race. OpenAI, Google, Meta, Microsoft, Tencent, Alibaba, and now ByteDance. Every major technology company is now investing billions into AI, not to simply build the chatbot, but to shape the next generation of digital product. Recommendation algorithms have always been formed of applied artificial intelligence. For years, the company has been analyzing the patterns, understanding the preferences, and learning how the people consuming the content at an enormous scale. That experience gave it a unique advantage because the next wave of AI won't just answer the question, it will recommend how to create, translate, edit videos, generate music, and even design the content. The question is no longer who owns the biggest social network. The more important question is who understands people well enough to build the next generation of intelligent products. And the race has only just begun, and the ByteDance intends to be one of the companies leading it. Without a doubt, not by copying what Tencent had already built, but by changing rules of the game entirely. Tencent built one of the world's strongest digital ecosystem around communication and relationships. ByteDance built an ecosystem around discovery. That single shift changed how the billions of people experience the internet. Today, every major platform recommends the content before even you ask for it. Every social media company prioritizes short-form video. Almost every technology giant is investing heavily in AI-driven recommendation. Whether they admit it or not, much of the industry is following a path ByteDance helped popularize. And perhaps that's Zhang Yiming's greatest achievement. He didn't just build another successful app, he changed the way the internet thinks. All because he believed one simple idea: that one day information wouldn't wait for people to search for it, it would find them first. If you enjoyed today's journey into one of China's biggest technology success story, don't forget to like the video and subscribe the channel and tell me your thoughts in the comments. As AI reshapes the future of technology, who do you think will lead the next decade? Or is there any other company quietly preparing to surprise the world? I'm Zia Basi. I'll see you in the next one. Till then, stay premium.